So last lesson we discussed how we can add iScsi disk to the iScsi target and assign it to the ESXi host. Unfortunately, Microsoft iScsi server doesn't support multi-pathing. So that means you cannot assign this iScsi target address to the 2 or 3 ESXi. Each one of them must be unique. So as we enable only one iScsi target address here, we should remove it here by say disable, and we'll say remove. So again, we want to create another one. As you can see here in disk E, we have the folder and the iScsi disk that the wizard created before. So we want to create iScsi disk like this with 2 iScsi target address. This is the only way that you can connect your iScsi disk to several iScsi address. But in Linux or something like FreeNAS or HPE iScsi SAN storage that I know, or several brands, you can use this iScsi initiator for several ESXi. So again, we'll click on create iScsi target here. We'll say this disk. And here we'll say iScsi disk 2. Again, we'll say 40 gigabit of the existing disk space. So here we'll say new iScsi target. And here we'll say iScsi target 2. And next. And here we'll scroll down. Again, we'll select IQN. So the first one is going to be for our ESXi. And we'll say OK. And again, we'll add another one. And we use the second one for our ESXi too. So in previous lesson, we only add first one for ESXi, but in today's lesson, you should actually add it like this. I mean, to initiator for the same disk that you can connect to ESXi to the same virtual iScsi disk. So next and create. That's great. So we'll copy the first one. Again, we'll go to VMware vSphere. We'll select ESXi1, configure and storage adapter. And iScsi software adapter. Here we'll go to properties and we'll say edit. Actually, let me pin the task and alarms and we'll say edit. So this is the first one. And we'll double check the port binding. And now we'll say rescan adapter and rescan storage. As you can see now, the LAN appears here, and this is the path. So for second ESXi, we will use the second one. Again here, we'll go to edit, and we'll say OK. And we'll double check network port binding. So as you can see, these 2 ESXi's has the same VM kernel, virtual switch name, and virtual switch 2. That's great. So again, we'll say rescan adapter and rescan storage. And we'll go to device. Now we have the same iScsi disk. So now is the time actually to create a data store. So now we successfully added 2 virtual iScsi target, which is pointed to the same iScsi disk. So we'll click on ESXi01 and we'll right click, we'll say new data store. So we have a few options here, VMFS, NFS, and vVol. So we need the first one. And here we'll say iScsi data store iScsi, and we'll select the first one, which is our iScsi disk. The second one is my local ESXi disk. So we'll select the first one and again next, and here we can choose the size of disk that you want. Let's say 30 gigabyte. and we'll say next and finish. So let's pin the task here. Now, as you can see, create VMFS data store is successfully, and the process VMFS data store updates for ESXi 02. So we'll go to the storage here. Now, as you can see, we have 3 data store. This is for ESXi 1, and this is for ESXi 2, as it shows here in hosts, and this is for 2 ESXis. So obviously, we created the data store on ESXi 01. And because this iScsi target is shared between 2 ESXi, now we can see it on ESXi 2, as you can see. Or we'll go to the storage here. Now, as you can see, we have the data store, which is the name data store iScsi, and it is connected to the both ESXi. Now we can easily right click and we'll say migrate. This is actually manual migration. We can actually change the storage here or the ESXi. We'll say next. And as you can see, this Windows Server 2019 is in ESXi 01. We want to actually move it to the ESXi 02. And we'll say next. And of course, we want to actually move the virtual machine disk to the data store iScsi. And we'll say next. So here it tells you network adapter 1 and net-vSwitch 1 is not accessible on that ESXi. So we want to use VM kernel 01 because this is directly connected to our iScsi SAN. And we'll say finish. Now, as you can see, the live migration is started. Now we have successfully migrated our Windows Server 2019 to the ESXi 02. You can right click and power on that virtual machine again. So from now, as we have our iScsi disk in Active Directory, keep in mind that you should power on your Active Directory first and then power on your ESXi and ESXi 2. That will help this iScsi disk be ready for these 2 ESXis.